All right, good morning, everybody. So this week, Kelly and Jeannie are still on their vacation, very well deserved, and they'll be back next week as long as flights allow. So just be in prayer about their travels. And today, Miss Angela is going to come and talk to us about our outreaches here at Legacy. Few announcements that kids move up classes their next Sunday. So if you're moving up to the next grade level, your teacher will let you know, and they'll be in a different class during service. We're having a blood drive August 26th. The sign up is on the welcome desk, or you can sign up online. Tomorrow we have our softball games starting at 6. They're the tournaments, so make sure you come out and support. The annual church picnic to celebrate year 7 of Legacy is going to be the 25th at 11 a.m. There's going to be no services here. It's only going to be at Dry Hill Community Center in Prosperity. Canyon is planning some water games, so if you want to participate, you may want to bring some extra clothes. We ask that you bring a side dish. The church is going to take care of the main of barbecue and hot dogs. And then finally, we're the mime team. We're going to lead and worship this morning, and we invite you to worship as you feel led. Thank you.
We have tasted the sweetness of your kindness, caught a glimpse of your glory in the sun, and the promise in your word, it still reminds us there are greater things to come. If we only knew how deep the ocean of your love, how powerful every drop of blood, how much it costs to rescue us. If we only knew how far the east is from the west, how we are clothed in righteousness, how strong the hands that conquer death. If we only knew. God, your peace is beyond our understanding. Tender mercy like a river flowing through. You wait with patient arms to hold us, desperate for the chance to show us all we really need is you. If we only knew how deep the ocean of your love, how powerful every drop of blood, how much it costs to rescue us. If we only knew how far the east is from the west, how we are clothed in righteousness, how strong the hands that conquer death. If we only knew. We are only scratching the surface. We are barely knocking on the door. We are only scratching the surface of your goodness. We are barely knocking on the door, and you long to show us more. If we only knew how deep the ocean of your love, how powerful every drop of blood, how much it costs to rescue us. If we only knew how far the east is from the west, how we are For this I will praise you. My eyes were open, my chains were broken, and for this I will praise you. How great thou art, how great thou art, oh Lord my God. How great thou art, how great thou art, oh Lord my God. Grace I don't deserve, forgiveness I can't earn. For this I will praise you. Love that covers all, love that makes me whole. For this I will praise you. Your love is patient, always consistent with me. For this I will praise you. You're never distant, your heart will never leave. For this I will praise you. How great thou art, how great thou art, oh Lord my God, yeah. How great thou art, how great thou how great thou art, oh Lord my God.
Good morning, Legacy. Hey. Well, as Sydney told us, and Jeff is motioning me, do I go ahead and use my clicker? Oh, Kids Zone. Okay. Kids may be dismissed to Kids Zone. Excuse me. So as Sydney told you all, Pastor Kelly and Jeannie are on vacation celebrating 30-year anniversary. So that's pretty awesome. And I am no Kelly, I am no Carrie, or Danny, or Jamie. But I hope that you all can take something with you today from what I have to share. It's not a message, it is just a little bit about the outreaches. Pastor Kelly wanted me to share this with you all. Some of you, it'll be a refresher, and some of you, it will be some new information. So when they talk about the outreaches, you'll know have a little bit better idea after today of what's going on. Have you ever been going through life and you think about, you ponder, how did I get here? And sometimes it's good things that brought you there, and sometimes it's not so good things. But that was every one of us today. Your entire life brought you up to this point. And same thing for me. And the outreaches are located in Beaver. There's 2. And I get to use Carrie's clicker. I don't know. Okay. We've got the lunchbox food pantry in the clothing room and the housekeeper's cupboard. And the lunchbox is my heart. It's my passion and my purpose. And behind all of us, there are people and there are families. And I just want to take a minute to introduce my family and some of my people. And if you've helped me out at the lunchbox or you're related to me, when I call your name, just stand up. Alan. Alan is my son, the first one to make me a mama, and I'm super proud of him, and his wife, Abby, my daughter-in-law. Next is Avery, my daughter. She's on the mime team. And her husband, David, up in the back. Bonus son, Abby and David are my bonus kids. Love them like they're my own. Next is Ashby, my son Ashby. And our newest addition, Jalen, Ashby's girlfriend. My youngest son, Anthony. My fiance, Patrick. My niece, Emily. My cousin, Theo, tall guy in the back. That might be a new one for you all. My mom and my dad and Theo's mom are brother and sister. Pam and Carrie, they are like family. They are 2 people that are behind Patrick and I all the time. Jeannie and Kelly aren't here, but same goes for them. Where did your husband go, Amber? James was at the startup in Beaver, was always there, ready to build, do, make anything that we needed. The rest of you all are behind the outreaches with your prayers and your support. So we will move on to my next slide. Life shapes us. God will use your unique shape for a life of joy, purpose, and service. I will not get into my personal testimony a whole lot today, but I want you to think about the worst thing that you have ever been through. And think about all the things you've ever done. Think about the good things that have happened to you. That has shaped you into who you are. And God will use that, when we're all different, all those tools you see up there are different. God will use you for a specific purpose based on everything that has brought you up into this point in your life today. The lunchbox, the food pantry. it's called the lunchbox because at least 3 of my children went to school with an empty lunchbox. And if that doesn't shape you as a parent or as a child, it does, and it will. And I'm sure that they're not the only ones that have been through hard times. But please don't let your hard times get you down. Just look at it as something that God will use, and He will. He will use that for His glory and to give you a life of joy and purpose and service. So that's how the lunchbox came about. In Isaiah 61:3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that He might be glorified. So the lunchbox began in 2018. In 2018, we served 200 plus families per month. Last year, when I did my little audit, we had served 950 families per month. That's crazy. Could not do that without you all. Could not. In 2019, the Housekeeper's Cupboard joined the Lunchbox, and that was started by Bill and Lynn Combs. And just as my life has shaped me and yours has shaped you, theirs had shaped them, and they had known homelessness. So they started the Housekeeper's Cupboard to assist people leaving homelessness, going into housing. And then, I'm not exactly sure when they turned it over to Pam, like maybe 2020? Somewhere around there. They turned the cupboard over to Pam. And Pam is going to come up and share with you a little bit about the cupboard, and then we'll hop back to the lunchbox.
Okay, this is not my forte. I do not like getting in front of people. But the Housekeeper's Cupboard is something that is very dear to my heart. When Lynn first started the Housekeeper's Cupboard, I was like, that is an amazing, amazing mission. I've never been homeless. I've never gone without. However, I went through some very difficult times where I thought I was going to go homeless. I thought I was going to be wondering where the next meal was coming from. But I have always held close the verse, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Therefore, every time I thought there was a down low in my life, it was just like, boom, there it is. Whoo, you got it. I got your back. So He's always had my back. So when Lynn had brought the Housekeeper's Cupboard to Legacy, I was like, this is amazing. I want to be a part of this. So I initially started it by going and helping her purchase the things. I would go to the Dollar Tree, get the things that we needed. Moving kits, they consist of, you've got paper towels, toilet paper, household cleaner, dishwasher soap, dish detergent, soap, shampoo, your basic everyday things that you need to survive as just month to month, to keep your house clean, to keep your body clean, to feel like you're someone. Something Lynn said when she first started this mission was how horrible of a feeling it was to know that you had a house, but when you walked into that house, you had nothing to go to. So what feels worse? To have a roof over your head and nothing inside that roof, or to be able to walk in and be like, okay, I got this. There's someone who cares, someone who's going to try to help me with this. So I started purchasing the items for her, gathering them up, boxing them, and then her and Bill would deliver. Lynn had some health issues. She was like, I can't do this anymore. Can you help me? Can you take it a step further? So I was like, I'd be gracious to. We had something a couple years ago where they were like, okay, let's have sign-ups and see if people can help do the different missions and stuff like that. So I went to Jeannie and I was like, can I do a sign-up sheet for the cupboard? I said, it would be great if we had other people that, because each of us can contribute. There can be somebody that helps, all they can do is do the delivering. Somebody that can just do the boxing or whatever. So I was overwhelmed I've had two main people that have been able, outside of my husband. My husband has been able, even though he's never here, I do have one. He works through NASCAR, so he's gone a lot on the weekends. But when he does pop in, he's able to help me get the kids together. And I've got two people, Freddie Meredith and Greg. I'm not even going to try to say the last name because I will jack it up big time. But they have been a huge blessing and been able to, anytime I'm like, hey, can you do the deliveries? Can you help me with this? They're Johnny on the spot, and I've never been disappointed. So it's not just me that does the cupboard. My kids, who are adults and are not in church right now, but all of my kids have helped me at some point do the deliveries. And that's an eye-opener. If anyone ever wants to go and help do the deliveries one time, please let me know, because you can see these boxes, and there's a lot of stuff in there. It's not a lot. For us to go to Walmart and get this stuff, it's easy, right? But the impact that these little boxes have on the people that we're delivering to, I have had my children's impact has been amazing, because my son, who is my middle one, who's 28 years old, had never touched this or never dealt with this, helped me deliver some furniture to one of the cupboard clients. And he left there in tears. He's like, Mom, how does that happen? Life happens. And it makes it hard, because then I've had families, and don't get me wrong, there are some that you're just like, we're being abused. Because, there are some people out there that are abusing the system. Jeannie and I have talked about it in the past, and she's like, she always keeps me centered on this one. She's like, you got to remember, you're not there to judge, and that's the one thing that I try my best and hardest not to do. I do not want to judge someone, because I do not want to be judged. There's only one judge in my life, and I will never allow myself, without jerking myself back into reality, to judge someone for what they do. I mean, I have looked at people before and like, what are they doing? But then I'm like, wait a minute, you know what? I don't know what their backstory is. I don't know what they've had to go through. The one thing that I always had to tell people when I worked at the bank, and you deal with some of the meanest people, the one thing was, you don't know what they were doing before they walked through those doors. You don't know what devastation that they were delivered before they came in. So you got the lashing. You got whatever life gave them, you got the blessings of that. So the cupboard is something that's very dear. There are many people that we deliver to. We average 15 to 20 kits a month. And as you know, we do a lot of our stuff from the Dollar Tree, which of course is now not Dollar Tree, it's $1.25 Tree. So the economy has hurt us some. We do have one lady who, she doesn't attend here, but it's Cameron's aunt. She has heard about the cupboard, and she has taken it up on herself. She does couponing. She donates to us now. So every once in a while, she'll shoot me a text and say, hey, I've got stuff for you, which has helped the impact. But if anyone ever wants to donate time, just come and see what we do. it's pretty amazing to go and talk to some of the people. You don't ask a lot of things because the Raleigh County Community Action is who we deal with the majority of it. There are some people, some other organizations that we'll deal with off and on, but Raleigh County Community Action is the primary source of our clientele that we get. A new kit, though, this is what we do on a monthly basis. These are the little boxes that we do on a monthly basis. A new kit, though, consists of everything that you can think of that will help you get started. From the mop bucket, to the mop, to pots and pans, to pillows, sheets, blankets, all of that stuff. That stuff gets expensive. That stuff gets hard. We get a lot of donations. We have people that are, whether it's estates that are closing, people that are cleaning out closets, stuff like that. We get a lot of that stuff, and that's a huge, huge blessing. However, those shelves are getting kind of bare, and that stuff gets a little expensive. When you're going to, I'm a bargain shopper, so I'll go find the cheapest, but I don't want to give them I told Lynn, when I first started this, she had it where, like, the deodorant was the Arm & Hammer, so it could be dual purpose, men or women. But my thought was, how would it feel if you got the Arm & Hammer? It's a blessing to get it, but wouldn't it feel better? I mean, if I can get the Arm & Hammer, or if I can get men and women's, that way they feel like it's for them. It's not for just anyone. I can't imagine if I can make someone feel a little better about themselves, to help them get the initiative to try and push forward, and the purpose of what Raleigh County Community Action is doing is giving them a house to try to help them survive and sustain and move forward and become an active person in society. If I can help them get that confidence, then that's what I want to do. That's kind of what the purpose of the cupboard is to help them succeed in life. And if it's just something small as saying, okay, you're a lady and you want to be able to have the lady things and make you feel a little better about where you're coming from. Because I don't know hardly anyone's stories here. However, if you only knew what it felt like to be at the very bottom and not know where that next meal was coming from, where that next bottle of shampoo was coming from, those little things. And I have met some amazing people through this. This has been an eye-opener to me. Some of these people are in spots that it's the best thing that they can be given, which are some very rough areas. And when you see a single mom with young children put in some of these spots, I can't imagine. I was blessed when I went through my rough times in life. God has always been there. I have always held tight to Him, and I have been able to be blessed. I mean, I've never had to think about some of the things that these people have had to think about. But I've watched some of them, and they have excelled. They've exceeded. They have truly pulled themselves up. And then you have the ones that, after the 6 months, because we're a 6-month program, they're no better off than when they started, and you can tell they're just not trying. But it's not for me to judge whether or not they deserve that kit or not. I'm here. This is my 6 months with you. This is my 6 months to help you make it or break it. There are some that you just want to hold on to forever and say, I'm just going to keep giving. I'm just going to keep giving to you because you're doing everything you possibly can. And have I done that? I might have. Have I done my own personal part of it? Yeah. I mean, there's been some families that I'm just like, at Christmas time when you've got those little kids that they don't even know what Christmas is because they don't have the opportunity. Yeah, they get Christmas. It may not be, it may not be a lot, but it's more than what they were going to get because they got put in a bad spot, and it wasn't their fault. So that's just a tidbit of the cupboard. If anyone ever wants to try to come and help box kids, just see what we have down there. There's not a lot of pictures because right now the shelves are a little, it's time to go get stuff, and I haven't had a lot of time lately. But if anybody ever wants to donate time, donate items, donate anything, just get a little bit more one-on-one, just let me know. I'll be glad to give you a little bit more information if you've got other questions in regards to it.
Thank you, Pam. And I do have a couple more pictures of the cupboard. There's her shelves. And there's her moving her monthly boxes with the food bags on top. The lunchbox sends out a bag of food with her boxes. Okay. They're laughing at my picture. I don't know why. maybe it's Patrick. I don't know. Okay, so what's the lunchbox life like for the volunteers? Patrick and I do the lunchbox all week long, and he'll start on Monday, and he'll go down to Kroger's and get donations, and by Saturday, our cooler will be full. During the week, we pack red bags. That's our red bag station. See, yeah, right there. We got stuff in little crates, and these two ladies came by to help me one day. But we pack those red bags, and we try to put enough snacks in there that would feed a kid for a weekend, and put milk, juice, water, stuff that they can heat up in the microwave or eat cold. And kids can get those red bags every Saturday if they show up at the pantry. And we give out about 200 red bags a month. The pantry? I'm glad you asked, and I meant to tell you all, if while I'm talking you have a question, go ahead and shout it out or save it for the end, either way. Facebook, word of mouth, school counselors, social workers. Those are all ways that people find out about the pantry. We stock the shelves through the week. That entails going to Kroger's, Aldi's, going to pick up donations. We have one church, especially Westview, and they bring donations every Monday. That church has one item that they all collect each week, and then they bring it on Mondays. So, and Sam's. And then, there's more pictures of our shelves. Here's chips, big hit, and hygiene items. As Pam was telling you all, bottle of laundry detergent, dish soap, that changes people's lives, and you wouldn't think it, but it does. And there's my little one, Anthony. As Pam was saying, your family gets brought into this. And I was looking back on pictures. Anthony was about this tall, carrying boxes, and now he's almost as tall as me. But your kids do become a big part of your purpose and your mission. Another volunteer, you all might remember Mr. Bragg from Beaver. He's in Texas now, but he did come in this summer, spent a whole month. And he was my longest running volunteer. And we get bulk items from Midwest Food Bank, and he loves to bag those up for me. He does an amazing job. Also during the week, we generate a lot of cardboard, like a truckload. And Mike Noland, you all know him. He comes by once a week and loads the boxes up and takes them to be recycled. So we greatly appreciate that. There's more. There's Mike's truck and Patrick and Anthony again. We have a clothing room at the pantry. When I first started the lunchbox, it was one tiny little room on the back of the School of Harmony, and people would line up outside the door, come in that one little room, walk around, and leave. And in the winter, some of them would show up, no coats, no gloves, no hat, and they would wait out in the snow. And so in one corner of that little room, we had coats and hats. Well, there was an obvious need for clothing as well as food, and we started accepting donations. Have you all seen those little boxes along the road where people can just take and donate their stuff, how messy they get around those? Well, I would show up at the pantry, and the sidewalk sometimes would be covered with truckloads of stuff that I would have to go through. And it got a little discouraging, and one day God was like, I did not call you to be doing this. I said, okay. So I stopped with the clothes, and then it was put on Linnea Brooks's heart to start a clothing room. So she did, and it's an awesome room. And right now, that is ran by Dean and Brenda, and they're not here today, but they do an amazing job with that, and I don't have to go through clothes anymore. It's great. Here is a picture of people that are waiting outside for food. Our waiting area is the hallway, and we can only let like 7 people in at a time, and that is because of the fire marshal. And we are working on a longer hallway, but these people are willing to stand outside, some of them for over an hour, just to get food, which that consists of 15 non-perishable food items, 5 cooler items, and 5 hygiene items. So it is a nice amount. But they are willing to stand out in all kinds of weather just for that. And Pam had touched on, do these people really need this? You know, are they taking advantage? Maybe one. The rest, who's going to stand out in the rain or the snow or the cold for, just a little bit of food? What we give might last you a week if you stretch it, which is good, and we're happy to do that. But you just exercise your faith. And again, like Pam said, don't judge. We have no idea what these people have been through. Once they come in the door, we have a little coffee bar, and we usually have snacks on it and hot coffee, and they love that. Water, something cold to drink. After the coffee bar, they'll get a little shopping basket, and they go through. They'll start in the hygiene in the cooler room, and they'll choose their items in there. And here's a few volunteers we've got. Ed is not here. Ed was one of my longest running volunteers along with Mr. Bragg. Pray for Ed. His health is not well. He's not well. His health is not good. There's our box truck, and there's Ashby at the back of it. Once a month, we make a trip to St. Albans to load up donations from Midwest Food Bank. And that's another point in my life when I'm driving from Beaver to St. Albans in a big Ford truck, and I think, how did you get here? But God asked me to, who's going to drive this truck? Well, you're up, girl. And the way my dad was growing up, when he asked me to do something, I did it, whether it was scary or not. And that has trained me to be receptive to my Heavenly Father, drive that truck, and I do love it. We also use the truck for mobile distribution. Sometimes couldn't always operate out of the School of Harmony, so we took the truck out. And that people really appreciated that. They would track us down and find where we were and get their food right out of the truck. Is that the end of my? Maybe it is. Let's go back. Okay. As I said before, or when we started, everything that you've gone through has shaped you to be used for the Lord. And it's given you unique understanding and abilities. And it's not about being perfect. It's about the effort that you put into what you're doing. And when you give God effort every single day, things change. Why do we do the lunchbox? Matthew 25, 35 through 40. For I was an hungered, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Our pantry guests, they're the least of these, as far as what we have, in our state. So, do any of you all have any questions that you would like me to answer about the pantry? Or sure, you can see me after church today. Right outside the door. Or if you want to write down my phone number, you can do that. 304-860-0314. You're welcome. Does anybody have any questions? Because I have plenty of pantry stories.
What are your specific needs?
Specific needs at the pantry. We need a bathroom. Some of you might have heard that story. The big thing right now is fruit, peanut butter and jelly, tuna, and hygiene and cleaning items.
What about cash?
Cash is awesome. I'm for real. You can put it in an envelope and write the lunchbox on it and drop it in the offering box. Yes. No, but when we get that, I'll have Emily put it in the bulletin for me. And pray. Definitely pray for us. Sure.
You ever think about a newsletter?
Yes. I have. Carrie has helped me a lot with spreadsheets and has encouraged a newsletter. Yes, sometimes we get donations of pet food, which is always appreciated. I don't ask for it, because I'm really focused on the people and their children. So, but pets are a big deal, and yes, definitely appreciate the pet food. Other things that we take are grocery bags, which I think Freddie posted that on the In the Know. The heavy pickup bags, those are nice for people that walk to the pantry. They can carry those heavy-duty bags, but any grocery bags, we take those. Grocery bags, egg cartons are awesome. One Friday evening, somebody showed up in my driveway with 21 dozen loose eggs. So when we get egg cartons, we can give those to people that have chickens, and then they give their eggs back to us. And we can give them out to our clients, and that's always appreciated.
What are the needs of physicians or bodies to help?
To help right now, if you want to help, text me, and I'll find a place to put you. Yeah.
I mean, more like the areas that you might be struggling with.
The clothing room? Patrick says the clothing room. Yes. We do pretty good, actually. We are very blessed. God is with us every day and every Saturday, and it'd be awesome to have our own place. It would be great to have a warehouse somewhere, because people do call with the states, with donations. There's nowhere to put it. There's just nowhere. But if I could, take in stoves and refrigerators and things like that, they're always appreciated, but normally I only have room for one or two. Thank you, Rhonda. That's a good question. Men's clothing. Men's. Stuff that you would wear. Jeans, t-shirts, hoodies. People mean well. They'll clean out their closet and give us all their dress clothes that they only wore one time. And nobody wants to go running around in their dressy clothes every day. Winter clothes, yes. Yes, they do. If I find out about a job, I'll post it. But a lot of times, like I said, there's a list of these. They're not going to pass a drug test. They don't have an education. They don't have the physical health. They're elderly. They can't work. So, but we do, if they ask me if I know of any jobs. And we do have people that, for a while, and I really never could figure out what it was, but we had several nurses working, coming to the pantry to help supplement their kids. And I've been there, working. You can't do it. So they don't visit long, a couple months and they're gone. But that's always a thought or a question for people. Do people really need it? Can they do any better? Can't they change their life? Sad reality is they can't. A lot of them cannot. And as I said in the beginning, God shapes you and He uses you. And I've had to exercise my faith. I've never really been a judgmental person because I was judged a lot growing up, and that shaped me too. You don't know how somebody lives, you don't know where they're coming from, but you have to exercise your faith. See past that person. See past what they've done, how their bad attitude, their filth. We have clean people that come to the pantry, and we have people that they don't have running water, and they don't care anymore. And you just have to look past that and love that person inside. And is it easy? No, it's not easy. We had this one couple that came to the pantry, and they were driving a Mercedes. And I would have volunteers be like, "Did you see what they're driving?" Okay, I was already to the point, whatever, you know. Maybe they're living in that Mercedes, who knows. But that's a really sad story. Ended up that the husband, you know, lost the wife. And it was drug related. They had addiction issues, but just, you learn, you exercise daily, you know, looking past circumstances and the situation to that person on the inside that God created and that he died for. He loved so much that he died for them. You don't. You can show up. All that we ask for is an ID, you know, so they're not coming in and telling me there's someone else. And proof of dependency, because we do give out those red bags, and they're nice bags. So if you show up and tell me you have 6 children, show me proof of that, you know, and they don't mind to. But it does, medical card will have their names listed on it. So, if we've had teenagers show up, no idea, I'm not going to turn them away. So, but that's all. We try to make it as easy on our clients as possible. You know, maybe you do have a good job. You could bring in a nice pay stub and show me, but there's always reasons that people can't feed their families, so we don't ask for that. If you're going to show up and stand in line in the rain, or with people that probably just got out of jail this morning, or might be, who knows what's going on in their lives, and you're going to stand there with them in order to get some food, you know, we're not going to turn you away. Yes, we have invite cards from Legacy and other churches, and if they ask, we share that with them. There are social workers who will bring their clients. If they don't have a way to get to the pantry, someone can pick up food for them. They do have to fill out the little application and have a lunchbox card, but someone can pick up. But there are people who have no one to come and pick up food for them, and they're just, you know, they have to try somewhere else to get food. Does anyone else have any questions? You can come to the pantry once a month and go through and get everything. And we are what's called a choice pantry, which is empowering and makes people feel like a person. You get a little shopping basket, you go through, you choose your items, and you go on your way. And I've had people that when you tell them, I get 15 items, and they get to choose, they just cannot believe that they get that opportunity. I get to choose what I'm going to fix for dinner. You know, you're not just handing it to me in a bag. So after they come once during the month, if they get to the next Saturday and they've ran out of food for whatever reason, they can come back in, let us know, and they'll get what's called a to-go bag. We pack it. We pack it with stuff that we have a lot of. Taco mac, peanut butter, but they don't get to go through and choose all the items again. Like the laundry detergent and dish soap and all that is just once a month thing. And they can get red bags for their kids every Saturday. If you want a red bag for your child, you can show up and we give those out. We tried letting people come every Saturday. We could not keep up with the demand. There was nothing left by the time the first 50 people go through. So. It is.
make you realize just how fortunate you are and how, you just being there for those people who are in need at that time. They might be people that you know that you didn't know
Right.
they were in that situation. And the one time that Greg and I were helping
Yes.
was we left there um, feeling selfish, feeling like you actually helped something, in shock. I mean, it was just a cluster of emotions
Mm-hmm.
to know that that many people in our area were in need.
Right.
And it was, you asked if they were, if there was prayer. I know Jamie was there the one day that we were there, and they prayed with every single person that wanted to.
Right.
They didn't.
Right.
But it was just like, oh my gosh, what a wonderful thing you are facilitating for these people in need. And I was totally unaware that there were that many people. When I saw how many people were serviced in 2023, I was amazed.
It is unbelievable. It is sad. People that I went to school with in that very building will show up for food. Or people that are your neighbors. Yes. And it is. Right. Well, it's an honor and a privilege. It really is. And we love it. And God gets all the glory. He really does. If a prayer's been brought up a couple times, if that's your passion and your purpose and you would like to just show up down there to pray with people, they need your love. They need attention. Some of our elderly especially, yes, they need the food, but they come to that pantry so that I can ask them, or whoever's there can ask them, how was your day? Give them a hug. Ask about their grandkids if they have any. So, yes, hospitality, love, prayer, all that. If that's on your heart, definitely text me, see me after church. Any more questions? Patrick, is there anything I didn't share that you think I should mention? Okay, I doubt it. Okay, well, I hope that you all have a better understanding of what the outreaches are. And I hope that you remember this week that you are shaped by your life, and God wants it. He wants to use it. You're unique. You have understandings that I don't. You have abilities that I don't. You've been through hard things that I haven't. And you've been through good things. I always like to think about the good things as polishing up the edges, putting on the paint, making it all pretty. Life is not a straight path. I tell my children this a lot. It's not straight. You're going to come up against things that aren't easy. But don't get discouraged. God's got you. He's beside you. He's with you. He'll get you through it. And then he's going to take it and he'll use it if you let him. So I hope that you all remember that this week. Did you have something else, Patrick? Oh, the compassion bags. We did, when the church was in the building, in Beaver, we did have that shopping cart at the back with compassion bags in it. And if you all would like us to start bringing those here, the compassion bags are the ones that you all can just grab on your way out of church, put it in your car, and if you see somebody holding a sign or needing help along the street or the road, you can just give them a compassion bag. And those have church invites in them as well. Well, thank you all very much for listening. You know how I got here today. And Alan, would you mind to dismiss us?
Dear Lord, we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for teaching us about these outreaches and how we can be your hands and feet, God. I just pray that you be with all of these families that we can service, Lord. Just keep them safe, keep them coming back to us as we can serve them, Lord. And we just ask you, help us to stay humble, help us to be grateful for what we have. In Jesus' name, I pray. Every time I try to